You know what? It really disappoints me how like sheepish and like stupid people are, especially concerning the Alex Jones thing, where he got banned from YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook, right? Like, first of all, people have been convinced that talking about conspiracies and saying some crazy shit is now like a legitimate or a bannable offense on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, which, yes, they are a private company. And even if they had like really ridiculous rules, you should comply with them or whatever. But, you know, nobody had a problem with this before until recently. The media coming in and telling everybody, "Oh, this is impacting our democracy," and "Oh, this is messing with this," and he's saying really mean things about people who died. And he's saying some conspiracies. It's like these have conspiracies have existed for decades on the internet, for years and years on YouTube, on blogs and platforms and stuff, and nobody had an issue with it before, right? We all know that it's not that. It's not because he's saying spreading this or fake news or something, right? It's because infowars had a lot of influence on the 2016 election and did convince people, did actually go out and do reporting. Like, I actually watched them during 2016 election. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't watch them now. I don't watch Alex Jones, but during the election, they were actually going to rallies, filming shit, showing what was actually being said, what was happening. Like, there was tons of these memes that were spread because of Alex Jones, going in there and interviewing people. I think there was like that one guy who was like, "But you're a white male," like that huge meme. And this happened because they went in and actually did some reporting, did what the free press says they are supposed to be doing, or says what they do. But they don't do that anymore. They just go and they spin a fucking narrative. They spin it, they film parts of it, and then, or they find like the worst people in the group or the best people in the group, depending on who they're covering, and then they spin the story to that person. So it's like, they're not doing actual reporting, and they don't want that. That is why they were going after these people. And it disappoints me that there's all these dumb idiots who are laughing and think this is great and are like, "Oh, ha, ha, Alex Jones is banned. He, this is so funny." All these normie type people doing that. It's like, you know, do you really think this is a good thing to do? Because, it's just going to eventually come back and bite you on the ass. Like, I know people say that as cliche, but it is the truth, especially within leftists, because they are in right now a purity spiral. There's people always saying the right is going in a purity spiral. But right now, it's the left. It's if you're not 100% with progressive and like with progressive ideology, then you're a fucking racist bigot. And eventually, all you idiots laughing and thinking this is hilarious, one of you guys are going to step out of line. One of you guys is going to say something soon, or it's going to be uncovered within your tweets that somebody is going to show. And then you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose, your Twitter thing and all this shit. And everybody's just going to laugh. All these people that you laughed at that actually do believe in freedom of speech, not from the government, but just the spirit of freedom of speech within your own lives, within giving people a chance to speak within your own life, like listening to people, listening to different opinions that you don't agree with, right? Like, eventually, the things that you're laughing at that is censoring these people is going to censor you, because you're not going to agree 100% with the progressive ideology, and then they are going to censor you. And like I said, all these people that probably would have defended you initially are now going to be silent because how did you treat them? You laughed, and you're like, "Good, fuck you, you fake news spreading Nazi. This is what you get. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So, it's go ahead and do this, but I just see it not working out for the people laughing about it right now, because it is too late. Too many people have been convinced. Too many people are woken up to the media and how corrupt they are. You can't put the genie back in the bottle, right? You've just emboldened people to hate you more, to despise you more, and to work that much harder against you, to wake up that many more people about the media and its double standards. Like, you're just giving them fuel for these upcoming elections, and it's stupid. It's like, keep doing it. I don't have much of an issue with it, because people can only get stronger through misery, through hardships. So all this stuff that they're doing to conservatives and stuff, to white men, is just making them stronger, making them better. And you people are getting weaker because you have no criticisms of yourselves, of your own ideology, and anybody who criticizes it is a racist bigot who gets fucking censored. So, you're weakening yourselves for the future, and you're strengthening your enemies. That's all you're doing. And like, the purity spiral from the left will never stop. They will never stop, and they will always, power ultimately corrupts, always, and one person gets into power, they may be kind of good, they may think, oh, this progressive shit, but once they get that power, they don't want to let it go. And then there's going to be other people in your group that want that power too, and are going to go and demonize you, and they're going to go try to censor you so then they can take reins and power over the group, that you are in control right now. So, yes, we understand it's private companies can do what they want. Private companies can ban and whoever they want. But these Alex Jones and whatever will be reinstated if enough of people who don't agree with him came out and defended him. Because at the end of the day, he is not calling for violence. He's not being racist a lot of the times. He's not doing a lot of the things that people are saying. So, it's dumb not to defend him. Like, a lot of these people who do watch his program and all this stuff, they're good people. They're not bad people. They're good people who would defend you if you were being attacked, even though they disagree with you completely, right? And I would gladly defend somebody who disagrees with me completely if they're a socialist or whatever. But if you're coming out and saying I should be censored, I should do this, I should be this, I should be this because of things that I say and how I speak, then no. When you get censored, I'm gonna laugh. That's it. And I see the way people are reacting right now, and don't get angry. Let them gloat. Let them be happy and whatever, because it's not going to help them in the end. It's just making their enemies stronger, and it's going to bite them in the ass when they step out of line eventually, which they do, because the left is not going towards the center. We all see it. They're moving further and further and further left. So until a lot of you pussies on the left, the centrists or whatever, start calling out your party more, then things are going to keep going that way. And the centrist type leftists that think they're all logical and all this stuff, like, you guys, you're going to be fucked. You you got to understand that the real enemy are these fucking people that, these crazy ass leftist, statist, and I'm not saying everybody on the right is better, because obviously a lot of conservatives have moved so far left now that they are massive statists. Like they don't even believe in conservatism anymore, very small degrees. They only believe in like social conservatism, pretty much, right? They'll be against gay marriage for a long time, or abortions, but you know, they'll concede on all this other fucking shit all the time. Like, well, okay, we'll have mass immigration. Okay, we'll have massive welfare spending. Okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do that, right? So it's like, you know, we need to defend these opinions, these ideas, these crazy conspiracies, right? Because censorship is not good. The only way that we can progress as a society is by allowing people to speak. Like, there is no other way for us to do better in this world if we don't allow each other to say what is really on our minds. And yes, through the government, free speech is just through the government, blah, blah, blah. But you got to try to practice it in your own life, and you got to try to hold companies accountable when they don't practice it as well. And, you know, James Gunn gets fired, everybody goes and they sign these petitions to get him rehired, all this shit. But, you know, somebody gets, you know, completely banned because they say some conspiracy theories, and now they completely forget about free speech and also, you know, putting pressure on companies to get them to rehire somebody. Because it's like, yes, we all get it. They can hire, rehire, it's free speech, whatever. But we all understand, too, that if you put pressure on a company, you can get them to change. So by you not putting pressure on them, this means that you don't really believe in free speech. You really don't. Because in my opinion, it's not just through the government. It's through, you have to believe in the spirit of free speech. You have to also practice it in your day-to-day life. And that doesn't mean you have to listen to every asshole who's screaming at you, right? I'm not saying that. It doesn't mean you have to listen to constant abuse and whatever. But, you know, at least try to give people a chance to speak. And, you know, you don't have to demonize them for having a different opinion. You don't have to try to get them fired, make them lose their job, you know, treat them like shit or anything like that. You know, you let them speak, and, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, the thing is, with social media, Twitter, all this stuff, YouTube, you have to actively search for Alex Jones a lot of the times. You have to actively search for this shit. So it's the people getting all mad about it. Don't even watch it. They don't watch it or anything like that. So, you know, it's just really disappointing how divided people are and how gleeful they get when they see their opponent get, you know, unjustifiably censored and stuff, right? Like I said, I'll repeat again, it's a private business. I understand they can ban, fire whoever they want, but, you know, we all know that, you know, why he got suspended, why he got banned. And we all know it's kind of bullshit for the reasons why. And if we all put pressure on them, including leftists who don't like him or think he's a retard or a really bad person, you know, if they put pressure on these companies, they would allow them to have their accounts back. But you don't. You all believe what CNN tells you. You believe what the media tells you about, you know, fake news and democracy and how it's affecting our democracy and all that stuff. But it's like, man, like, obviously Twitter is doing way more to affect democracy by censoring, by shadow banning probably like millions of conservatives. Like, I'm shadow banned. I know a lot of the people that I checked who I follow are shadow banned, you know. So these are affecting elections. You know, if they admit that 15,000 Russian bots on Facebook can, you know, manipulate the democracy, then they should understand that, yeah, shadow banning millions of conservatives, or thousands and thousands of them, is going to have an effect on democracy as well. You know, by their own admission that, you know, these social media companies are, you know, tied into democracy. You know, let you know how important they are and how important it is to allow people to speak on these things. And yes, you know, we don't, it's the government. I'll have to restate this 100 times because, you know, I just know this is all people are saying right now. Yes, they are private companies, but you know, when McDonald's makes a burger that tastes like shit and nobody buys it, they stop making that burger. You know, if they keep making it and that's all they have left and people start coming out and saying, I don't want to eat this anymore, this is disgusting. You know what they're going to do? They're going to probably change their burger. You know, that's it. They're going to change it. But all you people are silent. And like I said, you're just fucking yourselves in the future because this will come back to haunt you, and you've just excluded, you just alienated millions and millions and millions of people who would have supported you, who would have came out and stood by you, who would have spread your message, who would have, you know, done all these things for you. But now you just spat in their faces. You laughed at them, you know? So, you know, you reap what you sow at the end of the day. And keep making conservatives stronger. Keep making us stronger by attacking us, because that's all you're doing. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. This is the truth. You know, I was reading Herodotus. You know, Herodotus, he's like a Greek historian, or one of the first Greek historians, and he understood that, you know, they wanted the Greeks to stay in Italy or in Greece because of the terrain and how hard it was. And they understood that this hard terrain made the Greeks strong and able to defend themselves against foreign invaders. So they could have went to other lands that were much easier and would have been much more accommodating. But a lot of them decided not to, because they understand what that would have made them weak and easily taken over by, you know, I don't know, the Persians or some other fucking group. So, you know, like, it's not smart to make your enemy strong. It really isn't. And to make yourselves weak, because that is what they are doing right now, and it's going to bite them in the ass. But that's all I pretty much had to say. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.